Hello, welcome in everyone. If you are new here, my name is Kinny. I am a professional psychic medium, tarot reader, singer, songwriter, professional witch, and practitioner. Okay, and today I am in my tarot bag as we get into replaying 2025. Okay, as we're coming up into 2026. This is going to be an all signs reading, okay, with a channel song for my Apple replay. Okay, when I go back and edit this, I will go ahead and put like the names of these songs, okay, like in the description box. Okay, thank y'all so much ahead of time for liking, commenting, subscribing, okay, and hitting the notification bell so you don't miss out on new videos like this one. All right, so we are about to go ahead and get into it. Okay, so let's go ahead and start with Aries. Okay, Aries, hello. Okay, so right now we are replaying how 2025 went for Aries placements. Okay, the channel song that y'all got from my Apple Music Replay 2025 Aries was "Swim Good." Okay, by Frank Ocean. Okay, so y'all could definitely also have Scorpio placements. All right, y'all definitely want to watch the Scorpio reading because Scorpio got an Aries placement person and Aries got a Scorpio placement person. Okay, so I definitely think that off top, just channeling off of the song, I definitely think that this was a very fiery year. Okay, it could have even been like an aggressive year. Okay, I feel like there was a lot going on. All right, there definitely could have been a lot going on. So I definitely feel like the men and masculines in your life could be really, really significant. Could have been really significant during 2025. Okay. I also feel as though this was a very like shadow worky type of month. Okay, not month. Interesting. So the month that you're watching this in, December, could definitely be full of shadow work as well. Okay. Hi. Hey, Jay. Hey. So literally, Aries placements. Not me coming and getting clocked. That's real. Aries placements, I think that the men and masculines could have been very, very significant. I definitely think that this could have been a very eventful year for Aries placements, okay? And I definitely think that this is a very shadowy base. Y'all definitely want to watch the Scorpio reading. Like I said, Aries got a Scorpio as their artist, okay? And Scorpio got an Aries as their artist, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so I definitely think, ooh, and even then, look, the Eight of Swords. Okay, yeah, I'm on this platform, so I'm going to put it right here first. The Eight of Swords, okay? The Eight of Swords is definitely, like I said, there was a lot that went on this year. Swim Good by Frank Ocean, okay? Y'all could have definitely been doing a lot of like contemplating. I could have been deep in thought. Okay, Aries, y'all definitely could have been like very much so in your head, all right? Doing a lot of like internal existential ass thinking. All right, there definitely could have been like some tears, some crying. There definitely could have been you like dipping into emotions that you like never like dipped into before. You know what I mean? And I definitely think that with this Eight of Swords right here, there was definitely a lot of like anxiety. Some of y'all could have been dealing with like just heaviness in your thoughts at some point in time. You know what I'm saying? Or just like in a place that you're not necessarily like comfortable with. You know, that could literally be like physically, like living somewhere that you're not comfortable with. Okay, Aries. But I definitely think that with Swim Good by Frank Ocean, okay, y'all also could have, a Scorpio in your life could have been very, very significant. Like I said, y'all could have Scorpio placements or a Scorpio in your life could be significant. Like this was a very, very transformational year for y'all, okay? A very, very transformational year for y'all. Could have been in a place or in a city, a town, a house, okay? A school, a situation that you just weren't comfortable in, okay, in 2025, okay? And I definitely feel as though you felt like you were trapped, okay? Y'all could have definitely dealt with, like, we're not going to get into anything super triggering, okay? But I definitely think that y'all could have dealt with some heaviness in your thoughts, okay? A lot of y'all, this could have, like, translated itself into, like, substance usage, okay? As soon as I say that, okay, we have the star. We'll do that to cover it up just for YouTube purposes. We have the star Aquarius energy, okay? Aquarius season could have been very, very significant for y'all, okay? January, February, all right? Or y'all could have Aquarius placements, but I definitely think that something switched in regards to like your if not substance usage, it could have just been like that anxiety, okay, this year. I definitely think that like that heaviness is something that you have worked on. Like I said, this was a very transformational year. It definitely wasn't an easy year, okay? It definitely wasn't an easy year. I definitely think that this year also made you kind of think about the past, okay? This year was a very like recognizing where you feel trapped in your own self. Crocs could be significant. Crocodiles could be significant as well. Okay. So y'all have the Fool right here. This definitely could have been a year. Aquarius energy is very, very significant here. Okay. Y'all could have definitely met a lot of people. Okay. But like y'all could have been very social, but also still feeling very trapped at the same time. Okay. That's what I'm picking up for Aries placements for 2025. Y'all could have been meeting lots of people, but feeling trapped. Okay. With Swim Good by Frank Ocean, that song is very like, there's some heavy emotions that he's like discussing, you know. There could have also been like a heavy breakup or something of that nature. Some of y'all could have like broken up with somebody or like divorced or separated from somebody and like gained some sort of sense of freedom from the situation that you were in. Okay. This also just feels like with Swim Good by Frank Ocean. Okay. Like I said, this feels like swimming in emotions. All right. This was a very emotional time. And I think that some of y'all tried to distract yourself from these emotions with like trips and travel and going places and doing things, you know what I'm saying? And like trying to like have fun and socialize and, you know, like, and in reality, I really feel as though there was a lot of pain that you were experiencing during 2025 as a whole. Okay. I do feel like there was like a lot going on. Okay. Um, but honestly, y'all could have also done well when it comes down to like your image. Okay, social media could definitely be significant. Okay, doing very, very well in like your craft. Okay, it could be like schooling, education. Y'all definitely could have been dressing differently. Okay, some of y'all could have been some of y'all could have got a pet. All right, but I definitely feel like with this Swim Good by Frank Ocean. All right, there's definitely that heavy, that energy of just kind of like having the things that you want materially, okay, but recognizing that there's like something to be gained emotionally, okay, something to be gained emotionally. I definitely think that you kind of had to walk away from some people, okay, like there definitely could have been some like feelings hurt here. You definitely had to walk away from some people that you kind of just felt trapped around, okay, so they've been a partner, friendships, okay, yeah, but I definitely feel like y'all were doing very well in terms of like how other people like see you, as well as like if you're somebody who works on social media, works online, or even just like this could definitely be you like popular in a certain like group or your field of some kind. All right. But this also has to do with like this was a year where you eventually started to like detach. Okay. And that's not a bad thing. Okay. That's not a bad thing. So, yeah, Swim Good by Frank Ocean. I definitely think that was the heavier vibes, and also a breakup could have been very, very significant. A separation, it could have been a friendship fallout, even. You know what I mean? But whatever it was, it definitely could have left you in like a heavy place, or like there was just a heaviness surrounding it. You know what I'm saying? This is not necessarily like a we can still be friends type of like situation. You know what I mean? Also, your car, your vehicle could have definitely you could have got a new car, okay, or there could have had to been some like major tune-ups, whatever the case may be, on your car, okay, this year. All right, so I'm gonna pull one of these intuitive life coaching oracles for 2025. Okay, in terms of let's see how the winter went for you. Okay, so we're gonna say even the winter starts in December. We're gonna say from January to March. Okay, how did the winter go? 2025 for Aries. Okay, winter. Okay, let's see where this is at so y'all can see it better. Pushing some of these up. Okay. Okay. So for Aries, we had unwavering faith in reverse. Okay. So you are being asked to have faith in the unseen. Okay. So the wintertime, definitely you could have been a little bit disconnected from yourself. Okay. Your faith could have definitely been wavering. All right. And I definitely feel like you were definitely living a very physical life during winter. Okay. So that's January through March vibes. All right. You could have definitely been feeling just like a heaviness. Okay, like we talked about that. Okay, this is also Aquarius energy is definitely also in that January through March vibes. Okay, so I definitely feel as though y'all were very physical people. Y'all could have definitely been very like deeper into like your physical reality, materialism, money, finances, just getting shit done. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and you weren't super deep into like your faith in yourself or maybe in some of the people around you. Okay, when springtime came, okay, March through June, okay, March through June, okay, we have restlessness. Okay, number 23. Okay, someone could be born the 23rd. Okay, someone could be 23 watching this. All right. Springtime for Aries was like, mind you, that's Aries energy in general, but like springtime for y'all, okay, was very like restless. All right. There was a lot of that running around, okay. A lot of this like party-esque energy that was going on. Okay, that unwavering faith was this energy right here. Okay, and then we got into this restlessness. Find a way to calm the waters of your mind. Okay, find a way to calm the waters of your mind. Y'all could have definitely been into like, if not substance, like skipping like an addiction of some kind, gambling, bad habits, you know what I'm saying? Just like doing shit, to be quite honest with you, because like y'all were just kind of going through something heavier on a mental level with that Slim Good by Frank Ocean. You know what I mean? Y'all were going through something on a heavier level, okay? And there was a lot more emotions that you weren't really. Drowning My Love by Summer Walker could be significant. She's in Aries as well. Find a way to calm the waters. Y'all can have Aquarius placement. She's an Aquarius moon. Okay, I may want to watch that reading, but find a way to calm the waters of your mind. Okay, so springtime, there was just a lot going on. Okay, so there was this idea of like this heaviness that started out the year. Okay, then y'all got restless. All right, substance use could have increased or just running around travel. Okay, could have definitely been significant. All right, and then when summertime came, okay, so we're talking June through is it August or September? June through September. Yeah. June through September. Okay, we got spiritual growth. All right. You are currently experiencing a lesson, okay, required for your spiritual evolution. You are currently experiencing a lesson required for your spiritual evolution. I definitely think that during the summertime for Aries placements of 2025, this is when things started to kind of like shift around. Okay, so that unwavering faith gave this Eight of Swords. Okay, in reverse. Okay, restlessness gave this like full energy, and that spiritual growth is given this star energy. Okay, that spiritual growth is given this star energy. So when it comes down to the summertime, okay, so that's June through September, for Aries placements, spiritual growth. Summertime, you experience a lesson required for your spiritual evolution. Okay, and I think that that lesson had to do with you letting go of people. Okay, walking away from certain people, places, and situations. Whatever this was, it definitely hurt your feelings. This was not a lesson that came without any pain. You know what I'm saying? But I definitely think that it was necessary. Okay, so that faith that was wavering, it got stronger during the summertime. So the year may not have started that faithfully. You know what I'm saying? This could also have to do with like you being in a relationship with somebody. Someone could have been like cheating, or it could have been like fake friend vibes, or like whatever the case may be. Okay, Aries. But there was a lot going on. Okay. And I definitely think that y'all had to shift and change. Y'all had to shift and change some things. So let's see. Y'all definitely have to walk away from people, recognize that there's some sort of inappropriate behavior that was going on in the people that were around you. And maybe like during the springtime, that was cool. You were cool hanging around them people and doing all them things, you know what I'm saying? But eventually, like as the year went on, you started to recognize like I feel kind of like trapped, like, you know, or this isn't really like making me happy. You know what I'm saying? Even me looking right here, I know this is what the Five of Pentacles. Yeah, I definitely feel as though there were major changes for y'all this year. Okay. And I definitely think that with this Five of Pentacles right here, like this could have also been a year where like money was definitely something that was kind of strugglesome. Okay. And that also could have been one of the things that you experienced during the summertime was like a shift and change in like your money, your finances, having to kind of figure out where to get it from, you know, and recognizing that certain people aren't the people that you should be getting money from. Okay. Then let's see what's going on. Okay, that's winter, that's spring, that's summer. Let's see what's going on with the fall. Okay, we're in fall right now up until December 21st. Okay, so fall, y'all have 25. Okay, heavenly helpers. Okay, so there's a very close connection for spring and fall for y'all. Okay, which makes sense. Okay, from Aries to Libra season. All right, so that could have been very, very significant for y'all in the first place. I also think that going back to this spring energy, if I'm not mistaken, there was definitely either an Aries or a Libra eclipse still in the springtime of 2025. So that could have also definitely been a bunch that was like headed towards that restlessness. Okay. But when it comes down to the fall, okay, which is going to be your September through December, okay, your spiritual team is guiding you through this difficult situation. Okay. So yeah, that spiritual growth is continuing. Okay. But y'all are more open now. Okay, Aries. So the spiritual growth that started during the fall, like between September, not during the fall, during the summer from June to September, okay, that is being continued into the fall. All right. But now you're feeling a lot closer. So you went from your faith wavering, okay, into a big transition into, you know what I'm saying, like recognizing that you have these guides around you. You know what I'm saying? Like recognizing that there are people around you who are able, like not people particularly, but like spirits, okay, your guides, your ancestors, okay, the deities you work with, and sometimes people here on earth, you know what I'm saying, that are really here for you. Um, yeah, and that can really help you out. Okay. So yeah, the fall right now is you being very, very connected to your spiritual team, okay, and getting much deeper into your spiritual growth, getting much deeper into your faith. Your faith is no longer wavering, okay, and this is you recognizing like why everything had to happen the way that it happened, okay. So yeah, we're going to eventually get into what's coming in 2026 for the signs. Okay, that'll be coming for me soon. But for now, okay, let's see. What was the overarching energy of 2025? What was the biggest lesson that Aries learned in 2025? Okay, y'all's was a very spiritual ass year. Okay, very age of Aquariusy. I definitely experienced some major like humanitarianism, okay, and what's right and what's wrong was definitely a big thing, okay, especially like I said, you were recognizing people's inappropriate behavior in one way, shape, or form, okay. There was definitely some heaviness, heavy emotions, okay. 2025 may have took y'all through there a little bit, okay, but the card that y'all have is Osanian, okay, Osanian grace, okay. So when it comes down to the biggest lesson, y'all learn how to be like graceful, okay, or how to like bow out of something with grace, like knowing when enough is enough, knowing when you need to kind of take your energy back. You know what I'm saying? Today's 12/12, okay, so the 12th of something could be significant. December in general, you could be learning that lesson now. You know what I'm saying? Like the biggest lesson of the year could be right now, okay. And I definitely think that, like I said, with 12/12, even like with the angel numbers aspect, like y'all are recognizing more when spirit is like speaking to y'all, okay. Yeah. Let's see. 99. Someone could be born in 1999. Someone could drive a 1999 vehicle. Okay. Um. OMG, I've never made it to YouTube Live. Hi, Tala. You're funny. Hi. I definitely think that for Aries placements for 2025, the biggest message, okay, the biggest lesson that y'all have learned, Osanian, okay, is the god of the forest, okay. Osanian is the god of the forest, magic, power, and healing, and his herbs have the power to send away the negative forces in your life, also called Ajogun. Okay, his long beard is intertwined with vines and herbs to symbolize that humans are one with nature, and the true roots will be revealed if you embrace your surroundings, okay. So I definitely feel like during 2025, the biggest lesson that y'all learn had to do with like your own personal power, your own personal magic, okay? Especially like towards the latter half of the year, you know what I'm saying? Getting deeper into that spiritual growth and recognizing and connecting with spirit, okay? Um, yeah. Uh, Y'all sent away the negative forces in your life, okay? I definitely feel like the people and the places and things that had you feeling trapped, okay? That you had to separate from, even if it hurt your feelings, okay? Like you had to like walk away from certain people, places, and things, okay? I definitely feel as though y'all could also had a significant change with your hair, possibly facial hair, especially, but hair in general. Okay. I definitely feel like the biggest lesson here was to ground yourself. The biggest thing that y'all learned was to kind of like, not even say like humble yourself, but that is the word that's coming. Like y'all could have had to ground yourself in some type of way. Yeah, and y'all have to learn about like how important your surroundings are to you, you know what I'm saying, and like the place that you're in, okay. You are a natural healer and must remember this if Osanian has appeared in your spread today. Okay, so yeah, so the biggest lesson is that you just have to ground yourself and recognize what it is that you're capable of, okay, Aries. You have to ground yourself and recognize what it is that you're capable of, and you're capable of a lot, and like things don't have to be so restless and like all over the place. Like things can definitely still be graceful. You can still maintain your power. No matter what your situation may be, you can connect with the magic of the forest to find a solution you are seeking. Yeah, this definitely has to do with y'all grounding yourself. It could have got back into like a nature routine, a walking routine, okay? But sometimes everything you need is right around you, and there is no need to feel anxious about not having all the perfect elements, okay? Restlessness, that Eight of Swords, okay? That anxiety that y'all felt this year, okay? You can create change with your thoughts first, and your actions will naturally follow. Okay, this card appears when you have been too hard on yourself during 2025 and you deserve to take a break. Okay, that's what y'all learn. That's the biggest lesson Aries learned, is that y'all are hard as fuck on yourself. Okay, y'all need to take a break before like those emotions overwhelm you. It's given Swim Good by Frank Ocean. Okay, set aside some time each day to do nothing but rest. So the biggest lesson was for y'all to kind of just like chill and understand that maybe y'all were around too many people who had too much going on. Okay, and that wasn't it for y'all. But 2025 was definitely a time period that kind of taught you about faith, as well as like that you don't have to feel super comfortable with all that going on. The biggest lesson has to do with you grounding yourself, okay, and recognizing that you don't have to be so restless, you know, wavering energy, restless energy. It's all this movement in the first half of the year, okay, and the second half of the year was like, boom, you know. Wrecking Ball by Miley Cyrus could be significant Sagittarius energy, but thank you, Aries. Thank you for commenting. Okay. What your favorite song was from 2025. Okay. This is my Apple Music replay. All these songs came from there. As well as thank you for leaving me a like. Thank you for hitting that subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss out when I post new videos. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and put some things to the side. Okay. Ooh. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and get into Taurus. Taurus, hello. Welcome in, Taurus. Okay, we're almost done with 2025. We're getting into the Apple Music replay. Okay, so Taurus, y'all got Suede, okay, by NxWorries, okay? Aquarius and Pisces energy, okay? So Anderson .Paak is an Aquarius stellium, okay? And Knowledge is a Pisces, okay? So off top, just channeling off the song, okay, Taurus placements. This was, y'all, listen, y'all was definitely, I'm hearing a Pink Pimp says, okay, Mona Leo could be significant because she's a Taurus, actually, okay? Y'all could have definitely been in the Mona Leo, Anderson .Paak like bag, knowledge like bag this year, okay? I definitely think that y'all looked the fuck good this year, okay? I definitely think that y'all may have had some really positive like moments in your relationships, okay, your friendships, okay, or just like having fun, okay. The one thing I'm thinking about from Suede is, now most of y'all can't do shit, but all my chicks cook grits, okay, and roll a split at the same damn time, okay. You ain't lived long enough to have this fine, okay. So I definitely feel like this was a year where y'all were like talking y'all shit, to be quite honest with you. Like y'all was really like taking it there, okay? This could definitely been a year of like successes, okay? It's could have been like awards or just like first for yourself or doing things that you've like always wanted to do, okay? But I definitely think that your relationships could have been very, very nice this year, very like spicy or very just like pleasing to you, okay? Um, Yeah, yeah. Y'all definitely could have also been deeper into like enjoying yourself. You had a very Taurusy year, okay? Y'all could have definitely been deep into enjoying yourself, okay? And also like if this is like dating or meeting people, okay, y'all could have just definitely been on the dating scene, okay, whatever the case may be. And meeting people who like do the things that you enjoy, okay, friendship and relationship wise, okay. But y'all could have definitely been in like some player mode, okay. For those Taurus singles, y'all could have definitely been in spicier energy, okay. I say player mode, but like you know what I'm saying. Big pimpin', okay. That's the kind of energy that this song, okay. Y'all definitely could have also like gotten a new vehicle, okay, or did some like modifications to a vehicle that could be very, very significant. Y'all could have been eating good too, okay. Like I said, very pleasurable, very Taurus-like here. Um, you ain't lived long enough to have a bitch that's fine, okay. There definitely could have been some y'all definitely could have been like meeting people, like age gaps could be significant, okay. Y'all could definitely be like meeting like older friends, okay, or some of y'all could be like dating people who are like older than you, okay, or younger than you. Nothing crazy, okay, but like just there could definitely be some age gap energy here, okay, that you experienced during 2025, okay. Yeah, y'all could have definitely been encountering very, very beautiful people. Okay, very, very beautiful people. Like y'all had a very like hedonistic type of year. Okay, like this feels very like sensory. Okay, y'all was eating good. Okay, I was smoking. Y'all may have been fucking. Y'all was, you know what I'm saying? Like that's what this is giving. Okay, y'all was enjoying. Y'all could have been spending money. Okay, this was one of those years, which is very Taurusy. Okay, very, very Taurusy. All right. And I definitely think that for y'all with this Aquarius and Pisces energy, okay, January through March could have been very, very, we're going to see about that in a minute, but January through March could have been very significant, okay? Winter time could have been very, very significant, okay, this year. As well, particularly February, okay? Particularly February. All right, but January through March could have been super significant for Taurus placements, okay? Um, yeah. Yeah, I definitely think that y'all could have also like, okay, when I say relationship success, like this more so means like y'all could have definitely been enjoying yourself, okay, with dates and spending time and things like that, okay, but y'all could have also had to like correct a couple people, okay, like talking to you crazy, okay, this could have been friends, this could have been people like strangers even, I don't know what that is, okay, but yeah. There could have also been like some gold digging energy. Okay. There could have definitely been some people that you feel like were using you for like money and finances. Okay. That could definitely be very, very significant as well. Okay. For 2025. Okay. Um, yeah. I don't know, but y'all was kind of like hard on hoes, but it feels like during 2025. Okay. Y'all was definitely on y'all's big pimping energy. Okay. Um, yeah. And also, like I said, I think that y'all was like upgrading like your cars, vehicles, or maybe even just like the way that you dress. Okay. Y'all look the fuck good this year. Okay. Y'all look the fuck good. And y'all definitely could have like definitely been spending time with people, okay, that you fuck with for real, you know, all year. All right. So as I'm shuffling, okay, in terms of like Suede and just what 2025 was like bringing to y'all, okay. Smooth in a motherfucker, okay. Suede on the inside, candy paint, candy paint. I ain't gotta tell you what the rims look like. Okay, yeah, y'all could definitely like been not say like showboating, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gotta tell you what the rims look like. I'm gripping wood like a motherfucker. Y'all have fun this year. I don't know. Y'all have fun this year. All right, definitely a very different energy than the Aries energy, but y'all have fun this year, okay? Um I ain't gotta tell you what the rims look like. I'm gripping wood like a motherfucker. She asked me when I friend right. Kelly wanna have a drink. Shawty wanna pills all night. Okay, yeah, the name Kelly could be significant. We're gonna listen to this Marvin. We're gonna listen to this Bloodstone. Oh yeah, want that Barry White? Well, I don't really fuck with that right there. That can make it act up right there. Well, go and get your rocks off, boo. Y'all was living alive during 2025. I don't know. Y'all was listening to good music, eating good food, having fun. Okay, that's some y'all could be in there right now, Sagittarius season when I'm filming this. Okay, okay, the half Sag placements. Okay, this is literally also about like balance. Okay, I definitely feel like right now y'all could be having a lot of fun too. Okay, um it's like doing stuff that you want, all right? Uh Marvin Gaye could be significant, okay? Um Music from the past could be very, very significant, okay? Bloodstone. Okay, Barry White could be significant, okay? Also, the stone itself, Bloodstone, could have been very, very significant for Taurus, or Taurus could very, very much so benefit from Bloodstone. This also gives me that y'all definitely went through like some sort of like purification. You're going through that right now, is what that feels with this temperance energy, okay? I definitely feel as though y'all could be getting ready to like stop something, okay? Like a habit or something like that that you're not really fucking with, okay? So yeah, with this temperance energy, I definitely feel as though Sagittarius season could have been significant. But with Suede, this is y'all like y'all was having fun. Y'all was drinking, chilling, having fun, okay? Or like going out, doing what y'all want to do, not in like a crazy way, but this is like balance, okay, in terms of 2025. Y'all definitely had experiences, and mind you, it doesn't have to be drinking and smoking or none of that. Okay. This is just whatever fun looks like to you. This is also balance and harmonious relationships. Y'all definitely could have been traveling. Okay. I could have been traveling. Okay. I could have been learning big lessons about just like who it is that you are, and like you're the one, you're that one, okay, like very big pimping energy, okay, very big pimping energy, okay, and y'all's hair was looking the fuck good all year. Y'all look good. 2025, y'all look good. Yeah, yeah, I definitely feel like this was definitely one of those like years that like helped build a sense of ego for yourself, like in a good way, you know what I'm saying? Suede on the inside, candy paint, candy paint. I ain't gotta tell you what the rims look like. I'm gripping wood like a motherfucker. Yes, we get in front, right? That's how you want hands all night. So y'all got the 6 of Wands in reverse. Fucking with an old soul twice removed. I used to work up on them fighter jets. Maybe that's the reason I be through. But who the fuck called me a player? I want these young folks out here sweating for a pay stub. I'm a coach. I'ma teach these bitches how to lay up. Yeah, I definitely think that there was some sort of like, listen, at some point, some of y'all Tauruses may have got a little bit too, okay, a little bit too free. Okay, I don't know. But I definitely think that this year, y'all also had people who were not fucking with you. Okay, with the Six of Wands in reverse, like this gives like, uh, it's not hater energy as much as it is just kind of like people wanting like a piece of you is what this feels like. Okay, because I'm seeing this Two of Cups right here. Okay, so I definitely think that this has to do with like fans. Okay, like fan energy. Okay, like I said, like y'all were definitely giving them ones. Okay, but these are, everybody want to be your friend and everybody want to date you and talk to you and get to know you and work with you and shit like that. Okay, y'all could have definitely went through that. Y'all definitely had like, it was giving aura. Let me know y'all can hear me again. Hopefully you can hear me again. I hope it went right back to sound. Okay. So yeah, confirmation. Hopefully y'all can hear me again. The one person who's watching, let me know. But I definitely think that aura points, okay, is what y'all got. But I definitely feel like they were people who, they started wanting your attention more and more. Okay. Let me know if y'all can hear me. Okay. um, but they started wanting your attention more and more. Okay. Um, and I definitely feel like, and now I have like a headache that's popping up there. Yeah, there definitely could have been a lot of people like on your phone, okay, like just wanting to talk to you, wanting to know what you got going on. Okay, yeah. Be careful about that when it comes around to like the holidays, like now, like Christmas time, Sagittarius season, okay, Capricorn season. But I definitely think that during 2025, this was definitely one of those time periods that you, um, definitely one of those time. Okay, thank you, Jay. It be showing up late on the thingy. Sorry, thank you. Um, for Taurus, like this is one of those time periods to where like just be careful about what you're sharing with people at the holidays and shit like that, because I don't know. But other than that, like I definitely think that, like I said, dating, romance, love, things like that was a very big theme for 2025. Okay, very very big theme. And even if things didn't like work out, I do feel like there could have been something like friendship wise, romantically, that was not working out for y'all this year. Okay, but it did teach y'all about like balance. I think that y'all were getting y'all's finances under balance, as well as like your finances under balance, as well as your feelings. Okay. And with this death card, okay, there could have been a large transformation for some of y'all. Not for everybody. It could have been a literal death. Okay. I'm sorry for your loss if that is the case. But this could have literally just been a huge transformation. Okay. Some sort of large transformation. Okay. With you seeing clearly. Okay. Particularly seeing clearly in regards to how other people see you. Okay. Particularly friends and family, outside of like relationships, but this feels like friends and family. Okay. Like, yeah, I definitely think that there could have been some like family unrest that happened for Taurus placements during 2025. Okay, my left ear just rang. Okay, there's some sort of confusion. All right, this is kind of like y'all were living a life. Okay, y'all definitely was like looking good, feeling good, doing what y'all needed to do. Okay, but I definitely think that 2025 was definitely one of those situations to where you recognize like where the boundaries and barriers to fun are. You know what I mean? Oop, confirmation, excuse me. I definitely think that y'all, this was a very fun year for y'all. Okay, very like y'all are a lot wiser now. Okay, y'all are definitely a lot wiser now for sure. Okay, definitely. Okay. But I do feel as though like you recognize that there were certain situations that you just no longer can stay a part of, you know what I'm saying? Because it's some sort of like fan like behavior here. I don't know. But it's giving fan. Okay, so we're gonna get into how things were for y'all during the winter. Okay, January through March, what was going on during the winter time? Okay, January through March for Taurus. Okay, so y'all got education. Okay, so winter time. I said that January through March could have been very, very significant here in general, but also I think that with education, y'all could definitely been like, going back to school. Okay, that spring semester that starts in winter could have been very, very significant. Okay, some of y'all could have been teachers, or like teachers in general could have been significant for y'all, especially during winter time. Education is an important part of your soul's development during this winter. Okay, so education was an important part of your soul's development during the winter. Y'all could have been learning, studying for something, studying up for something in general. Okay, studying for a test, an exam. Okay, boards, things like that. This could have also had to do with, like, if you are somebody who is a teacher, okay, or y'all could have been getting a certification, okay, even YouTube University, okay, but y'all definitely could have been teaching yourself some sort of skill, okay. That also gives me that Temperance energy. This could be y'all right now, okay, during Sagittarius season, even because I know this is technically, but I definitely feel as though there was something that you put into the works, okay, earlier in the year. All right, so y'all definitely could have got into school, okay. Maybe your children's education could have been very, very significant if that applies to you, okay? Or maybe you were just learning something like about yourself, okay? Yeah. I do feel as though some of y'all could have definitely like ended some sort of like friendship or relationship this year. Okay, it was always gonna end. Okay, just to let you know, it was always gonna end like that, because I don't know, like somebody was just kind of like fan like. Okay, like somebody was just kind of fan like. I don't know. Okay, you'll know who I'm talking about, because that's just what it gave. Okay, but I definitely think that, yeah, this more so feels like literal education rather than like a soul lesson. Like this literally feels like y'all learning how to do something. Okay, um, rather than like spiritual education. So let's see what was going on during springtime for Taurus. Okay, so that is March through June. Okay, y'all got resolve. Okay, number 68. Okay, someone could be 68. 1968 could have been significant. This is a period of indecision and inner conflict. It is a time to make a decision. Okay, so springtime could have definitely been like a weirder time for y'all. Hi, Passion. Hey. Springtime could have definitely been weirder for Taurus placements. Okay. I definitely feel as though with that indecision, that could have definitely been like that Three of Swords that I'm looking at right here. Okay, there was something that you were kind of like anxious about doing, or like maybe something was kind of like hurting your feelings. Okay, in some way. I definitely think that the name King could be significant. Okay, for some of y'all, it's got to do with like health updates. Okay, somebody's health, your health, or somebody else's. Okay, like this is you not necessarily like knowing what to do. Okay, and having to juggle two decisions. Okay, could have to do between choosing school and something else. Okay, or like balancing out your money in some type of decision. Having to make financial decisions was very significant for y'all during the springtime. Okay, also menopause could have been significant. Okay, or like feminine issues in general. Okay, menopause could have been significant. Okay, like heavy periods, changes, hormonal changes could have been significant as well. All right, some of y'all could have to do with like pregnancy, but something having to do with like that hormonal based things and like gynecological based things could be significant. Obstetrics as well. Okay, but yeah, I do think that there was some issues going on during springtime. Okay, um, you like this setup? Okay. Because I was like, let's try a little some, with the wrapping paper. Hey. But yeah, I definitely feel as though y'all were very, very close to completing some type of cycle, okay, during spring. All right. But I feel like shit got kind of real during springtime, okay? For Taurus placements for a second, Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So let's see what's going on. What went on during summertime? Okay, that is June through September. Okay, maybe June to August, but we'll say June through September before the switches happen. Okay. Okay, so yeah, this card keeps coming. I seen this in the shuffle a minute ago. Okay, so y'all got soulmate in reverse. Okay, number 76, soulmate. Y'all definitely could have fell out with somebody. Whatever happened, y'all, it was supposed to end. Okay, whatever this is that happened, it was supposed to end. Okay, and I definitely feel as though this is just because like you and somebody, like maybe you and someone were better off. Like maybe y'all started off as friends, or y'all was better off as friends. It was something like that. Okay, and I think that whatever this was, it kind of like hurt your feelings because this was somebody that you thought was a soulmate of yours, someone that you very much so like cared about, you know what I'm saying? Like you thought that things, but it's like she was cool, to hang into whatever, but it's like it wasn't given. I don't know, something just was off. Okay. Something was off. That's the best way that I can like describe that. Okay, and there were way too many like synchronicities. Okay, there were way too many synchronicities to let you know that somebody was no longer supposed to be a part of your life. Okay, some point in time between like June and September. All right, y'all recognize that somebody was more so. You know, this relationship is a match made in heaven, but in reverse. Okay, this relationship didn't necessarily. It's not necessarily giving a match made in hell. Okay, but this relationship is just like not a match. Okay, this was more so like a karmic partner. I'm seeing the lovers in my head. This is more so like a karmic partner, someone who is here to kind of teach you a lesson about like your options and like what it is that you do and don't like. You know what I'm saying? And your friendships and your relationships and your partnerships. You know. So yeah, I definitely think that y'all did fall out with somebody in order for you to recognize what it is that you actually like in your friends, and that you actually like. This year as a whole was very big on y'all like coming into balance. You know, and setting boundaries with people. Of course, a very, very forward year, very Taurus, okay? What's going on during the fall, okay, which is still right now, okay? So from September to December, okay? What's going on during the fall, okay? So fall is very, very eventful. I can tell y'all that. Fall is very, very, very eventful, okay? Scorpio, because we have Scorpio right here with the death card, okay? And we have the temperance right here, okay? So definitely fall, like I said, was September through December. That's Libra season to Sagittarius season, okay? So Scorpio and Sag season, okay? October through December is very, especially the November portion, was very, very significant to Taurus placements, which makes sense because Taurus and Scorpio are opposites, okay? So I definitely think that this year you came into balance with like multiple sides of yourself, and you came into balance with like the people that you want to be around, all right? So I'm glad that y'all like it. I'll start doing stuff like this more so I can fully see everything. So we have core values, okay, in reverse. Okay, so listen, y'all, I don't know. Taurus got the type of year to where y'all's first half of the year was real lit, and the second half of the year is where like the shit started kind of going. You know what I'm saying? So not crazy, but like with 15 core values in reverse, okay. Follow your heart and make your values a priority, okay. But in reverse, like this is you recognizing that certain people, places, and things don't share the same core values as you, okay? I feel it's like during the fall, from September to December, y'all have been recognizing like what it is that you actually do and don't care about. You're recognizing that something or somebody does not align with your core values, particularly like friends, okay? So something about that. Taurus and Scorpio's arch nemesis for real. That's real. Like y'all, there's like endings, okay? So October and November and December have definitely been time periods for y'all to just be very like y'all may have been like quitting stuff or falling out, okay? Like y'all may be recognizing that there are friends who don't, that you were kind of seeing through rose colored glasses, and there are people who don't like align with your core values, okay? Even though like you felt like these friends were like soulmates, or these people were like this person was a soulmate, you know what I'm saying? But y'all definitely may want to watch Scorpio's reading, okay? But I definitely think that, yeah. Oh, yeah, y'all. Fall for Taurus is definitely giving like fall for Taurus is definitely giving recognizing that you don't care about certain shit, and recognizing that you have more options than you think that you do. You know what I'm saying? So, like I don't know. There's certain people who just like they just move weird. You know what I mean? I feel like you're all figuring it out right now. All right. So, in terms of the biggest lesson, okay, that Taurus has learned during 2025, y'all have Orun Mila, okay, y'all have Great Diviner, okay, y'all could have definitely been getting deeper into your psychic gifts and abilities, okay, getting more connected to your angels, okay, your guides, all right, especially now, okay, during Sagittarius season. But I definitely feel as though, like I said, y'all, fun year. Okay, y'all look good. But I definitely think that with Oru and Mila, okay, Great Diviner, I think that this is definitely y'all getting deeper into some form of like divination or communication with spirit. All right. Um, let's go ahead and find a card in this. This is the Metaphysical Canna Oracle, okay, deck. This is my Sagittarius season deck. It's so cute and I love it. It is definitely Black woman illustrated and authored, okay? We love to see it. We love to see it. It's very based in West African cultures, okay? But also Santa Muerte's in here as well. Okay, so that could be significant for somebody. Y'all could definitely got a tarot deck or something of that nature, gotten deeper into your communication with spirit or the beyond. And it doesn't have to be tarot, it could literally be prayer, it could be anything, okay? Odun Mila is often referred to as Ifa and saw the beginning of creation. Okay, some people here, some Tauruses here could practice Ifa or could have The biggest lesson that you learned was how you feel about things like spiritually, okay, what's going on for you in your own personal religion and spirituality. Y'all could definitely went through some major changes, okay? But he embodies wisdom and understanding through all destinies. He sits in front of a bright blue sky with his legs stretched out before him, a slight bend in the knee. He wears a yellow and green robe and sits as the great diviner with his cowrie shells beside him in a pile. In front of his lap sits a mirror with golden flakes on it. Okay, glamour magic could have been very significant for y'all. Like I said, y'all look good. Okay, also money magic could have been very, very significant for y'all as well. In front of his lap sits a mirror with golden flakes on it. Where the shells fall, he creates a mark of one or two straight lines to decipher their message, something that has taken him many years of practice. Okay. So I definitely think that the biggest lesson that y'all learned, y'all could have definitely gotten deeper into your practice of like communicating with the beyond, talking to God, talking to spirit, prayer, divination. Okay. Um, he uses these readings to determine the outcome of any situation and comes to you when it is time for you to be called to action. Also, for some of y'all who aren't readers or who don't read for yourself, this could definitely have been like a huge lesson that came from a very significant tarot reading that you received. Okay, you could have got a message from somebody that was very, very, very life changing for y'all this year. Coffee could have been very, very significant for y'all as well. Okay, um, yeah. Yeah. Ifa's the path of the males in Nigerian divination, and the stern look on his face reminds you that he means business. Okay, so yeah, I definitely feel as though, like I said, the men and masculines in your life, okay, the people that you were dealing with, the men and masculines in your life could have been very, very significant. You could have gotten a big sign and symbol about somebody that you were dating or dealing with, okay, through divination this year, okay. He knows all the secrets about creation, and a candle sits at the front of the card to symbolize this. He is immensely powerful. Some say more powerful than other Orishas, okay? Orunmila has his diving chain, Opele, and his palm nuts around his seat to symbolize what he brought to humanity as a guide, okay? Yeah. So I definitely feel like the biggest lesson is y'all recognize like that y'all are able to gain information from spirit like better than you think. Y'all's intuition is a lot better than like you were giving it credit for prior. And I definitely feel like once y'all kind of locked in, okay, once y'all locked in to y'all's intuition, all right, all these other changes started to happen. Okay, so this was y'all recognizing your power and using it. Y'all also could have definitely gotten deeper into like talking to the beyond, communicating with the beyond, okay? Getting deeper into some form of divination in the first place, or finding somebody who was divining for you. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So with that being said, thank you, Taurus. Okay. I'm fucking with y'all. Okay. Thank y'all for giving me a thumbs up. Thank y'all for letting me know in the comments down below what your favorite song of 2025 was, because all these came from my Apple Music replay. Thank y'all for hitting that subscribe button, hitting the notification bell so you don't miss out whenever I post new videos. Okay. Um, yeah, I'll fuck with y'all the long way. Bye. Gonna cleanse this up and then get into the next sign. I may end up only doing like a certain number of signs right now because these are like 20-minute readings, which is fine. But just so I don't do too much, okay? For the Taurus placements that are still watching this, y'all definitely may need to cleanse, okay? That's just a side note. Y'all definitely may need to cleanse, okay? Squishmallows could be very, very significant. As soon as I said that, this flew out. The Two of Pentacles flew out in reverse, okay? So, yeah, there's definitely some sort of like imbalance, okay, in the energy going on here. So, yeah, especially if there's somebody who's like missing y'all, okay? Or somebody from like hometown, somebody just, I don't know. Okay. Gemini. Hello, Gemini. Okay, Gemini, welcome in. Okay, we're going to get into the replay of 2025, okay, and what went down in 2025, okay? So the song I got was Night Off, okay, by Isaiah Falls and Sasha Keable, okay? I love me some Sasha Keable. So Isaiah Falls is an Aries, okay, and Sasha Keable is a Pisces, okay? Ooh, confirmation. So emphasis on that Pisces energy, okay? The springtime, okay, the late winter, early springtime could have been very, very significant, okay? So from February to April could have been very, very significant for Geminis, okay? Particularly March, okay, particularly the month of March could have been very significant, okay? We did have eclipse season earlier then, okay? So y'all could definitely, and immutable eclipses, okay? So y'all definitely could have been very, very affected by the eclipses that were happening, the cardinal and mutable eclipses that happened earlier this year, okay? Definitely look deeper into that, okay? I definitely believe I have some videos from those eclipses earlier in the year if you want to check those out here on YouTube, okay? But with Night Off, Isaiah Falls and Sasha Keable, this is a sexier song, okay? This is a sexier song. So Gemini, y'all definitely could have, got y'all rocks off, okay, during 2025, okay? I definitely feel as though relationships could have been very, very significant for you this year, or there was a specific significant relationship for you this year, especially between that February to April vibe, especially in March. But I definitely feel as though there was a huge transformation having to do with love and relationships for Gemini this year. Okay, a huge transformation. I definitely feel as though y'all were kind of recognizing, maybe some of y'all were in connections that kind of felt only kind of like SEGGSUal. Okay, Gemini, y'all definitely could have been recognizing that things were not the way that you like thought that they were. Okay, but Gemini for 2025, like y'all, like I said, y'all could have been in that. Okay, like the physicality could have been real, real, real solid. All right, but some of y'all could have been recognizing that there was some sort of like imbalance having to do with like where those emotions were coming from. Okay, toasters strudels could be very, very significant. Okay, for some reason. Okay, but toaster strudels could definitely be very, very significant. Okay, you definitely could have had a sweet tooth this year. Okay, sugar and sweets could have been significant. Someone here could be a baker. Okay, or could be like cook. Okay, y'all could definitely get to do a lot of cooking. Coraline is significant. Okay. I'm looking at this Coraline poster that I have. It says, "The braver you are, the more you'll see." So I definitely think that during 2025, like y'all, y'all definitely took some risks. Okay, y'all definitely took some risks, but I also feel as though like y'all definitely were kind of hard headed. Okay, y'all are definitely kind of hard headed this year. All right, took some risks and kind of did some shit that you may not necessarily needed to have done, but now you see. Okay, so with that Night Off energy, like I said, that's giving like sexier energy. Okay, so y'all definitely could have been getting more intimate with like a partner, getting closer with a romantic partner. Okay, this could have also dealt with you like taking more time off for yourself. Okay, doing more of the things that you like. Okay, but in that, like I said, there definitely could have been some recklessness. Okay, some what you thought was bravery could have definitely been recklessness. Okay, but like I definitely think whatever the fuck happened during 2025 for Gemini was deeply eye opening. Okay, black cats are very, very significant for y'all. All right, y'all's intuition definitely. Y'all's intuition definitely like increased. I keep staring at this salt that I have like on this shelf. Okay, and so I definitely think that this was definitely a year where y'all definitely could have cleansed yourself from like relationships. Okay, particularly relationships that were like purely like physical. Okay, like I said, y'all still got your rocks off. Okay, I'm also hearing worst behavior by K1 and Kaylani. Okay, so I definitely feel as though yeah, y'all definitely got y'all rocks off. All right. Yeah, Aries energy and Taurus energy. Y'all may want to watch those readings. Okay, the cards that just like came out for y'all. Okay, the Ten of Pentacles and the Two of Swords. Okay, I definitely think that during 2025, y'all were making decisions about what stability looks like for you. Okay, and I think that y'all were taking more, like, y'all were trying to decide what you wanted long term. Okay, some of y'all, this could have been like long-term energies, could have been like marriages, okay, solidifying things. This could have been moving in with somebody. This could have been all kind of shit, okay? But I definitely feel as though also Libra energy is significant here, especially if someone's a Libra moon, okay? I definitely think that, how do I explain that? I think that y'all were kind of indecisive this year about what it is that you wanted, okay, long term, or what like long term like means to you. Okay, y'all could have been very wishy washy, okay, this year about like dating, relationships, uh, like foundational stuff. You know what I mean? Um, it's just giving a little off. It's just giving a little off, okay? I definitely feel as though y'all were kind of just like back and forth about how you felt about family and family affairs, okay? Inheritance stuff could have been very, very significant for y'all, okay? Y'all definitely were doing a lot and doing a lot of working. But I definitely feel as though y'all were doing a lot of like contemplating and decision making having to do with like money, finances, especially like family wise, okay, inheritance wise, shit like that, or having to do a lot of thinking about, you know, like what's due in like a marriage, okay, long-term relationships and shit like that, like what foundational shit. Okay, for others, y'all just has to do with just like long-term plans, savings, okay, what you want to do in the long term, okay. And I definitely think that a lot of y'all are also coming into those energies right now, during, or about to come into those energies right now during Capricorn season, okay, that's coming up, all right. Yeah, Libra season could have also been very, very, very significant for y'all. Um, like I said before, Aries energy. Um, so yeah, what is he? Back in the day, High Priestess. So yeah, y'all's intuition was definitely like going up. Okay, the braver you are, the more you'll see. So like I said, y'all see for sure. Okay. But I definitely think that a lot of those eclipses, the Pisces and Virgo eclipses that we had during this year, definitely heavily affected y'all. Okay, Gemini, and I definitely feel as though y'all are recognizing, number one, which relationships of yours were just based on like physicality, sex, sexuality, okay, or just like kind of shallow, okay. I also think that y'all were recognizing like when it is that you needed to kind of take some time for yourself because y'all were handling all this big shit, okay. And I also think that during 2025, y'all were kind of iffier back and forth about the way that you feel about family, family finances, long-term plans, long-term savings, inheritance shit, okay, a marriage, a relationship, you know what I'm saying? This could have been like changes in your financial relationships, your relationships that involve other people with money. Okay, so however you and your money relate to other people was a big thing for y'all this year. Okay, so yeah, the High Priestess. This definitely has to do with like y'all's intuition was like woke the fuck up. Okay, during 2025. I also do feel like y'all was getting y'all rocks off. Okay, um, I do feel like a lot of y'all was getting y'all rocks off. Okay, I do. Some of y'all, this also could have had to do with like a psychic, a psychic medium. Okay, yeah, a psychic medium, a practitioner of some kind. Okay, that's very, very significant. For some of y'all, could have been me. Okay, but whatever the case may be, I do think that y'all's intuition was definitely on the up and up, and I think a lot of that has to do with those Pisces eclipses. Okay, so y'all could feel, and also the fact that Neptune is in Pisces for the last time. Neptune direct, y'all go watch that reading that I posted yesterday. Okay, from whenever I am recording this, Neptune is direct in Pisces for the last time in our lives. Okay, so go ahead and check that. It's a collective reading. But I definitely think that also y'all's intuition about the collective and the people around you definitely got a lot clearer. Okay. But like I said, through reckless decisions is what it feels like, okay? Or just kind of like doing shit. But I definitely think that I keep hearing worse behavior by K1. Okay, so I do think that, like I said, you see now, you know, so things are clear. This is sobriety. This is making better like choices. This is seeing things clearly. This is not seeing things through rose-colored glasses anymore. This is like recognizing what is and what isn't. Okay, so this year was a very like eye-opening year, especially in regards to, like I said, money, finances, long-term money, as well as like the biggest thing here is y'all got psychic as hell. I definitely would not be surprised if new psychic gifts and abilities like came to y'all. Okay, stranger things could be significant for y'all. Okay, because I'm thinking of 11. Okay, also, November could have been significant, or even just like the date of 11. Okay, it could be significant. But yeah, y'all, this was definitely a year for y'all to tap deeper into y'all's emotions and feelings. Okay, particularly your intuition. Okay, um, and to really just kind of like, this is you discerning. Okay, this is you feeling very connected to like the moon and feeling very connected to your gifts and abilities. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and see for Gemini what is going on, what went on during winter time for Gemini. Okay, so we're gonna take that as January through um, March. Okay, what went on during the winter time? Okay, so let's move this up. So for Gemini, okay, um, we have a generosity in reverse. So yeah, during wintertime, okay, like I said, y'all could have had some interesting up and down feelings about like money and things like that, having to do with like family or just like long term, whatever the case may be. So I definitely feel as though maybe like some of your generosity was taken for like weakness. Okay, for some of y'all during the wintertime, January through March, you could have loaned somebody some money or was generous to somebody and they had you fucked up. Okay, or maybe somebody was unwilling to help you. Okay, that could have been significant. Giving from your heart with no strings attached is what is needed now. But in reverse, this is like somebody not giving from their heart. Okay, this is literally just somebody giving from their pockets. Okay, but this is like strings attached. Okay, so y'all could have been in some sort of like bad deal. For some of y'all, if you record music or something of that nature, this could be some sort of like bad deal. Okay, or just like some sort of contract that wasn't supposed to happen the way that it did. But I definitely feel as though with generosity in reverse, this more so gives me like with generosity in reverse, like this gives me like people take this gives me Six of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, this gives me somebody who wanted to help you, who said they wanted to help you, but like they took their stuff back. Okay, especially if this person is a Libra or a Cancer placement person. Okay, Libra and Cancer placement people could be very, very significant right here. Okay, emphasis on the Cancer placement. Okay, but I definitely think that for Gemini, this has a lot to do with like somebody who did not give like from their heart. Okay, um, yeah, and this is definitely somebody to where um, this person like may think that you take shit too seriously, or like this person takes life way too seriously is what it is. Okay, this person or these people, they take whatever it is way too serious. There's something about that. But definitely somebody could have tried to play you for Boo Boo the Fool. Okay, during wintertime, January through March. Okay. Or like you question that, all right? But I do think that this was something that Spirit was monitoring over with that 77. 1977 could be significant. Someone could also be a Spanish speaker here, okay? What went on during springtime? Okay, so that is March through June. What went on during springtime for Gemini? Okay, so that was birthday vibes. Okay, but so y'all got the void. Okay, so also the TV show The OA on Netflix could be super significant. Okay, for Gemini placements. Okay, Russia could be significant. Russian people, Russian culture could be significant. Okay. Yeah, vodka could also be very, very significant. Particularly, white Russians could be significant. Okay, and Black Russians, but particularly white Russians. Okay, backwoods could also be significant. Okay, also gives me the white Russian freestyle from Keable, and then the cover by Megan Thee Stallion. Okay, so yeah, springtime could have been a very musically based situation, or just like springtime, there could have been a lot going on. Okay, around Gemini, listen, especially around like Gemini season. Um, yeah, I don't know, y'all. Okay, so from March to June, y'all had the void right here. I definitely feel as though there was just a lot going on. Okay, you may be covering up the emptiness or pain within through an addiction. Okay, so for some of y'all, this is tobacco, nicotine. Okay, this is, you know, for some of y'all, this is elevation. Okay, for some of y'all, this is drinking. For some of y'all, it's gambling. Okay, but springtime was rough for y'all. All that energy. Okay, and we had the eclipses going on too. Like it was just a lot going on for Gemini placements during springtime. Okay, so during spring, y'all was covering up the emptiness or pain that you were going through, especially if like somebody hurt your feelings. Okay, somebody wasn't helpful to you. Okay, but whatever the case may be, y'all were kind of like using money. Okay, or using essentially using money to kind of like do something. Okay, that you didn't really have no business doing at that moment in time for real. Okay, so I definitely think that there was a heaviness that occurred during the springtime. Okay, and a lot of that had to do with like a dark night of the soul vibe. Okay, I feel like y'all went through a big like, if not dark night of the soul, like more so like it kind of feels ego deathy. Okay. Ego Death by the Internet. That album could be very, very significant as well. Okay, like spring was very musical for y'all. Y'all kind of like, um, I don't know. Y'all could have even kind of turned away from like family members and friends for a little bit, like kind of like stop talking to people for a little bit in one way or another. Okay. But I definitely feel as though eventually, like a lot of y'all also could have been getting lots of signs and symbols when you were under some sort of influence. Okay. And that may have continued your usage. Okay. In some type of way. Okay, I don't know, but this is something that y'all have come to more balance with now. I definitely feel that y'all have like chilled out on whatever it was that you had going on during springtime. Okay, but during springtime there was definitely like that heaviness. Okay, especially like when I said like we talked about this, like this is sobriety. I said that this is sobriety. This is seeing things clearly. So I do think that whatever y'all were doing, gambling, drinking, smoking, fucking, whatever the case may be. Okay, like y'all were feeling heavy. Okay, during 2025 during spring. Okay. Oh, there was a lot going on. A lot of that has to do with you having to like part ways with somebody. Okay. Yeah. Like maybe you didn't get the solution that you wanted to with somebody. Okay. You have to kind of like cut somebody off or walk away from somebody. Okay. What is going on? What went on during summertime? Okay. So that is going to be June through September. Okay. What went on during summertime for them? Okay, awakening, y'all. This is not necessarily like the best year for Gemini. It wasn't necessarily like the cutesiest year for Gemini. Okay, so when it comes down to it, y'all had awakening in reverse. Okay, number 5. Okay, so mind you, you got number 4. You got number 4 for springtime. Okay, so spring right into summer. Okay, this continued. This was a continuing cycle. This was a continuing story. Okay, and I think that January, okay, through March, winter time was a cutting off of like the stuff that happened prior. Okay, this was about like old shit. Okay, this was about old shit. Wintertime, you were worried about old shit. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like ending old shit. All right, but like spring and summer. Okay, some of y'all, even like during spring, that addiction could have been work. Okay, spring and summer were very much so like heavy. Okay, so y'all felt that heaviness during spring, and then during summer, y'all were kind of fighting this awakening. You're no longer letting people dictate and run your life for you, but in reverse. Okay, because y'all may have still been in that void energy. Y'all were still stuck. Okay, so when it came down to summertime, y'all were still stuck in that void. Okay, so yeah, so from March into like September, at some point in time in there, y'all were still stuck in that void. Okay, and y'all were refusing to go through some type of awakening, and there were definitely still people trying to run and dictate your life for you. You know what I'm saying? Because people maybe thought that you didn't have the answers, or people, they weren't able to see you clearly or what you had going on. Yes, Five of Swords. Okay, I may have watched the Aries reading. Y'all definitely had to kind of like walk away and surrender from certain people. Okay, um, people who, I think that you were waiting for people to be like mature with you, and they're not. I think that that's what it was that kind of came to y'all. Like people were remaining childish. Leo energy is very significant here. People were remaining childish. Okay, and like your intuition was waking up. You know, your intuition was waking up, but like the people around you weren't waking up. And I think that that was really like hard for y'all. Let's see what's going on during the fall. That is September through December. We're in fall right now. Okay. Yeah, Universal Bank 70 in reverse. Okay, so we're getting closer. We're still dealing with some of the shit from 2024. Okay? But everything you need to thrive is already here in reverse. Okay? So everything that you need to thrive is not here yet. Okay? So, yeah, y'all, like there's still y'all still owe some kind of like, there can still be some spiritual karma that's needing to be owed. Okay, but everything that you need to thrive is not here yet. Okay, so 2025 was really more so a lesson based year in order for you to see things clearly. Okay, this was a heavier year, y'all. Okay, and I feel like there's still some stuff from 2024 that's being rounded out right now during fall. Okay, but during fall in general. Okay, from September to December 21st. Okay, there's still some things that are like due, still some things to be paid, still some things to like owe, and it doesn't feel like physical payment as much as it does. Yeah, I just opened the deck to Dark Night of the Soul. I said that earlier. Yeah, I definitely said that earlier. You are in the midst of a spiritual awakening still during 2025. Okay, y'all. So yeah, fall is one of those situations to where it's just like you may be trying to make something happen, make something shake, and it just wasn't time yet. Okay, uh, September to December 21st. Okay, so yeah. And that's okay. This was just not necessarily like the cutest year for y'all. So, what's the biggest lesson that y'all learned? Okay, what's the biggest lesson that y'all learned? Okay, during interesting. Okay, y'all definitely learned about the freedom to like create. And y'all also learned what happens when you kind of like let your aura get messed up. Okay, and I say messed up, but like let it get like tainted with stuff. You also recognize the shit about other people's auras, okay, and how like that is some shit is not working for you. Okay, but the card that I got was Orun. Okay, so joy and light. Okay, I'm pretty sure this is the sun, y'all. I'm pretty sure this is the sun card. Okay, unicorns could definitely be significant. The biggest lesson that y'all learned also had to do with like physicality, sex and sexuality. Y'all, I said that earlier when I was like, you know, y'all got your rocks off, but okay. So the biggest lesson could have definitely had to do with like your choices. Okay, in pursuit of just like, you know, chilling, having fun. Okay, but with joy and light, this is still a beautiful lesson, even though the year was kind of rough. You know, I do think that the biggest lesson is that everything is still going to be okay, and that all this was happening for a reason. Okay, the high priestess, like this is you recognizing that things aren't always happening to you as much as they are happening like for you or happening with you. You know what I'm saying? Some things are happening at the same time as you're happening, if that makes sense, you know? And I think that this is one of those times. So Orun, okay. So also this is the red flag that he got. The biggest lesson. Yeah, listen, y'all. Okay, the biggest lesson for Gemini, y'all recognizing whenever people got red flags. Okay, You'll recognize whenever people have red flags, okay? Especially when it comes down to like physicality, intimacy, okay? SEGG, okay? Especially if someone here is Leo or Sagittarius placements, could be very, very significant. Y'all could have learned a big lesson through a Leo or Sagittarius placement. Okay, seriously. Or this could be you. But with joy and light, the outlook is bright and you have a clear vision of how to move forward without the fear of operating in Osupa. Okay, and Osupa was the moon card. Okay, I said that these eclipses were significant. Okay, especially if it's solar eclipse. Definitely one of the solar eclipses could have taught you a large lesson. Okay, so the outlook is bright and you have a clear vision of how to move forward without the fears of operating in Osupa. Anything the light touches will be an opportunity for creation and action. Okay, Orun signifies the confidence to gallop with the sun at your back, your highest self enthusiastically pushing you forward, onward. Okay, the can of flowers show the need to express yourself, as in all cards that represent the sign of Leo. Okay, so yeah, the biggest lesson is you learn how to like express yourself and put yourself out there. You also learn how to like see things more positively. Okay, see things with a more positive mind, even if shit doesn't feel too good right now. Okay, Orun appears when there is a tremendous success in your vortex. Okay, because he signifies the inner child's innocence and power that create. Also, could have learned a big lesson through a child that you know. Okay, because it signifies the inner child's innocence and power that create unlimited flow and joy. Orun embodies the carefree spirit of Rai, which is the fool, the intention of the manifesteur, which is the magician, the wisdom of the witch doctor, okay, which is the high priestess. Okay, so we're back with that wisdom of the high priestess. All right, the biggest lesson has to do with you becoming wiser, okay, and your outlook changing and becoming more joyful and filled with light because you recognize now that all that heavy shit wasn't for no reason. You know what I'm saying? It was a lesson. Okay, Orun is a card for being happy with yourself and with your life. Okay, that's the biggest lesson, is to be happy with yourself and with your life, and that it doesn't have to be like that void that takes you there. It represents the inner knowledge that there are lessons and blessings. Okay, so like I said, this was a lesson. Y'all are taking essentially the biggest lesson that you learned is you took this year as a champ. Okay, that you need to fully appreciate the gifts life is giving you, that you should be aware that happiness is a choice. If Orun has appeared in your cards today, it is time to ask, during 2025, were you surrounded by people who raised your spirit to its highest potential? Okay, so the biggest lesson is y'all recognize that y'all were not around people, okay, who raised your spirit to its highest potential. And y'all could have definitely been around people who were just like there for a good time, you know what I'm saying? Or people who were like, I don't know, I'm hearing enablers as well, like weird shit. Okay, very much so weird shit. Okay, so we're gonna see, but yeah, that is what I have for Gemini placements. Okay, I'm gonna scrap the. Oh, I read my paper, y'all. Comfort. Look, Gemini, y'all had a rough year. Okay, well, not my paper. Hold on. Yeah, cause hope y'all can still see my little rip. Y'all can still see my little rip. Hopefully not. Okay. So literally, like Gemini, y'all had a lot going on. Okay. Definitely could have been a little bit of destruction here. Okay. Peeking through the wrapper. All right. And try not to peek too far about what's going on in 2026 yet. Okay. I will have those readings up soon. Okay. But I definitely think that for like Gemini, y'all just have to like recognize that you have to like let certain folks and certain things just go. Okay. I don't know. It was just giving one of those. Okay. So let's go ahead. Like I said, y'all, I might do these in parts. But let's go ahead and see Cancer. Hello, Cancer. Welcome in, Cancer placements. Okay. Thank y'all so much for hitting that subscribe button, hitting that like button, commenting down below. Okay. Yeah. And hit that notification bell so you don't miss out when I post the videos. But for Cancer, y'all got heated, okay? Cancer got heated by Beyonce, okay, from Renaissance, all right? Y'all definitely, Beyonce's a Virgo, and y'all definitely should watch the Virgo reading because Virgo also got a Beyonce song. But y'all should really watch the Pisces reading because Pisces got a Renaissance song as well, okay? So y'all could definitely have Virgo or Pisces placements, okay, in addition to your Cancer placements, okay, or those readings or those signs could have been significant for you during 2025. Okay, so this year with heated, okay, for one, got a lot of bands, got a lot of IV on me. Okay, a lot of y'all, some of y'all could have definitely become business owners, okay, or could have been maintaining a business that you have, okay, because that gets Ivy Park, okay, is what she was talking about when that song started. So I definitely feel as though some of y'all could have gone deeper into your business, okay, deeper into like money, finances, okay, learning about how to start a business or just like getting your finances, you know, under like control or like really looking into that, looking into how to improve your business this year if you're a business owner. Yeah, and I also feel as though y'all were definitely like dressed. You definitely looked the fuck good this year, okay? Y'all were definitely dressed, okay? I don't know, okay? Even if you fucking weren't, y'all looked the fuck good, Cancer, all year, okay? Jupiter's been in Cancer this year for like half of it, okay? So I definitely think that that's also like contributing to like some of those blessings, okay, and how y'all are looking, okay, at that moment in time, okay? So yeah, 2025 for y'all. Y'all have been like looking the fuck good, okay, taking care of your business. Okay, got a lot of fans, got a lot of Tiffany on me. I gotta fan myself off. I gotta fan myself off. I gotta cool down. Eat it. I definitely think that in Cancerian fashion, y'all's emotions could have definitely been very intensive this year. Okay, I definitely feel as though y'all could have definitely been hot tempered this year. Okay, there could have been a lot of heavy emotions or like quick to start, quick to get upset energies here. You know what I'm saying? Or like this is also could be you overheating, okay, in terms of like doing too much, okay, overworking, okay, like I said, trying to like get business shit together, overworking, overdoing it, okay. For others of y'all, this could have to do with like hormonal changes, okay. Cancer is very big about things like that. This could definitely have to do with like ovarian things, okay. Menopause could definitely be significant, perimenopause, okay. Cool Whip and whipped cream could be very, very significant for y'all as well. Hormonal changes, cravings could have been very significant, okay. Hot flashes and things of that nature, okay. I gotta cool down. Okay, this song also was co-written by Drake. Okay, so Scorpio energy could be significant. Canada could be significant. Okay, Toronto specifically. Okay, Scorpio energy. I think he has a Cancer moon at that. Okay, so I definitely feel as though this could have been one of those time periods where collaboration was a bit like kind of quiet collaboration. You may not have been telling a lot of people who was that you were like talking to or friends with or like dealing with. You know what I'm saying? Like you may have kind of kept things kind of your personal life kind of to yourself, okay, a little bit, or you felt like you were, you know what I mean? Um, yeah, yeah. A Scorpio in your life could have been very significant, could have been upsetting you, okay? You got me. But I definitely think that y'all were getting into it this year, okay? You look good, but I definitely think that y'all were getting into it. Like, y'all could have done a lot of arguing this year, okay? A lot of getting into it with the people around you, especially Virgo, Pisces, Scorpio placement people. Okay, we even say other Cancer placement people and Leo placement people, but emphasis on that Virgo, Pisces, Scorpio, okay? Never met a girl with a mind like this. No, no. Give space and a time like this, my love. Yeah, to give you space in a time like this. Okay, I definitely feel as though y'all could have been on some sort of like break with somebody. Like I said, this song Heated is also not like about kind of like an argument situation, you know what I'm saying? Or like somebody like trying to play you, you know what I'm saying? Um, yeah, I definitely feel as though huge space in a time like this. You definitely could have like taken some space and time away from some people. Okay. You definitely could have taken some time and space away from some people because I feel like y'all were holding on to people a little bit tightly. Okay. Especially where like money and business, okay, and longevity and career was involved. Okay, it could have been your kids, it could have been friends, a partner, whatever the case may be. But I definitely feel like during 2025, y'all are definitely holding on to people for dear life, okay, romantically, familially, and otherwise, okay. Um, Space in a time like this, my love. Some of y'all are not recognizing that maybe it's time for y'all to move locations, okay? Like it could be moving your business. This could also have to be like it's time for you to move, okay? As soon as I say that, time for you to move, okay? So yeah, 2025 could definitely been like time for y'all to like move, okay? Or recognizing that, okay? Queen of Swords in reverse, Nine of Cups, all right? I definitely Aquarius, Libra, Gemini energy. I definitely feel as though in this case, if I there could be like an older woman or feminine energy, okay, here that was kind of just like nagging, okay, or doing a lot. This could have been y'all, okay, especially towards a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio placement person. Or this could definitely be like you like being romantically involved or like crushing on somebody or whatever the case may be. But like this is not going about something the right way. Okay, this could definitely been like an aggressive type of like situation. I don't know, but I definitely feel as though this could be about like caring more about the way that things look than the way that things feel. Okay. Um, hmm. No, 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 no. Only the real ones play me. Only the radio can play me. Hi, Jada. Oh, how I wish I was complacent. I definitely feel like y'all feel like people was playing with y'all. Y'all feel like people was playing with y'all during 2025, okay? So I definitely feel like y'all could have ended up cussing somebody out, fussing somebody. Like I said, y'all could have been heated, okay? I could have been getting into arguments, okay? Or just feeling like people, otherwise, y'all definitely were very, very, like, creative. I think I got a lot of, like, things out in a creative manner, okay? But I definitely think that y'all definitely could have been overworking it, overdoing it, over investing yourself in certain things, okay? And I feel like there's something like community wise, okay, or collaboration wise, or work wise, it just wasn't necessarily like working out, okay? It just wasn't necessarily working out, okay? And I think that that has to do with like rose colored glasses on your part. Yeah, I just definitely feel as though, I don't know. I feel as though like you have to recognize that you can't make the people around you like want to do better than they want to do for themselves. Okay, you can't make people like treat you a certain type of way. You can only like move accordingly. You know what I'm saying? And like Beyonce, she's like, only the radio could play me, only my baby. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely feel as though there's some people who are like, you feel like they were testing your boundaries this year. You know what I'm saying? Only my baby. Got a lot of style. But y'all do look the fuck good. Got a lot of Hermes on me. I definitely could have been making some big ticket purchases this year, okay? Gotta vend myself off. I gotta vend myself off. I gotta cool down. He did. You got me. He did. Whole lot of reservations. Y'all definitely could have been like I said, y'all could have been like, y'all were holding on to somebody or something longer than you should have. Whole lot of reservations. Whole lot of texting with no conversation. Whole lot of playing victim and the villain at the same time. Whole lot of money, not a lot of patience. So a lot of niggas been waiting. They want some time on it. Now I wanna flaunt it. Penny and a fraud. We can get involved, boy. You keep playing with my heart, boy. I'm just as petty as you are. Only a real man can play me. Only a radio could play me. Only my baby. Okay, so yeah, whole lot of reservations. Okay, y'all could definitely been out. Okay, there could definitely been some people that you were just like doting over energetically. You know what I'm saying? But like they weren't necessarily like on your energetic level. Okay, especially romantically. Okay. Whole lot of texting with no conversations. I do think that y'all were recognizing that you were holding on to more hope for certain people than they were holding on for themselves. Okay. Um, Whole lot of playing victim and a villain at the same time. I could definitely experience that. Okay, with this Queen of Swords and this King of Swords. Okay, I definitely feel as though you're recognizing that you and somebody were not necessarily like compatible. Okay, and that there was somebody here who was very much so stuck in like a cycle of pain, particularly, or even like just bad relationships. Like they don't do relationships well. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know. Like so, like somebody's feelings be there, but like they don't be making logical like decisions, or like they be like mean. You know what I'm saying? It's like a meanness here. Okay, but this could be like a breakup, a separation. Okay, this is like a falling out. Okay, because there's like or like an imbalance between the masculine and the feminine energy, whether this is you and another person or whether this is just like yourself. Okay, I definitely feel as though there was some sort of imbalance between the feminine and masculine side of yourself, especially when it came down to the things that you're saying to other people. Okay. Mm-hmm. But this is you ending some sort of conflict. This is you putting an end to something for sure, especially with the man and masculine in your life. This was you putting an end to something. Okay, look at the back of the deck. Yeah, that temperance energy. Okay, you definitely could have been watching one of the signs from earlier. But I definitely feel as though like you tried to get your relationships more in balance. Hi, Addison. We are currently on Cancer. We're on Cancer placements right now. Um, No, you're good. You're good. I definitely think that for 2025 for Cancer placements, this definitely gave like, I don't know. There was definitely some hard conversations that happened this year. Hey, there were definitely some hard conversations that happened this year. Okay, but I do think that there was like some like communicating, and that there was definitely some like networking going on here. Okay, but the big part here is that y'all looked for good. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think that relationships were necessarily like the strong suit. Okay, this year. Okay, and I think that some of y'all also were more so focused on like saving money, but this also kind of gives me like hoarding money. Y'all could have definitely had some issues with that, but y'all did look the fuck good, okay? Or even this more so feels like holding on to people, okay? Holding on to somebody tied too tightly, you know what I'm saying? Or like holding on to people, wanting them to do better, okay? But it's like you can't force them to do that, you know what I'm saying? But this is you getting out of conflict, okay? Exiting some sort of race, getting out of some type of competition, okay? Or whatever the case may be. Like stolen Chanel locked me up in jail. Okay, somebody could have had some issues with like the law. Okay, either you or someone around you could have been arrested. Okay, had issues with like stealing, thieving. Okay, um, yeah, the name Chanel could be significant. Okay, um, yeah, like someone should lock me up in jail. Cuff me, please, because this ain't fair. Dripped in my pearls like Coco Chanel. What birthstone is Pearl? Okay, somebody here could be queer, particularly if they're a lesbian. Okay. Hmm. Hmm. Uncle John, you made my dress. Now she's saying that she looks a mess. I definitely think that y'all may have said a little bit too much during 2025. Okay, y'all weren't like the most eloquent with your words this year. Okay, y'all weren't the most eloquent with your words this year. Y'all were kind of holding on to old ways of being a little bit. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. There's also like an impatience with people. I don't know. Like this is a little crunchy. Y'all look good though. Okay. So let's see what is going on here. Okay, whatever birthstone the month of Pearl is, okay, is significant. All right. But let's see what's going on for y'all during winter. Okay, um January through March. Okay. So from January through March, okay, y'all got reconciliation. I'm trying to get away from the glare. Reconciliation, this relationship, friendship, or partnership can be saved. Okay. So I definitely think that, like I said, this whole year, relationships, romantic relationships were a big theme for Cancer placements this year. Okay. But relationships in general. Okay. So January through March, y'all could have went through some sort of relationship, friendship, or partnership situation, like meeting somebody again, okay, coming back into good graces with somebody, especially if someone is a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, okay, especially if like y'all fell out over something like stupid, like I fell out real bad, okay. But this is someone that you still hold close, okay? It could be like a family member, okay, a partnership, a friendship, a relationship of some kind, okay? So the winter time definitely brought you coming back into somebody's life or them coming back into your life, okay? And you still holding like a flame for them. We have soul group right here, uniting with members of your soul family. So y'all definitely like reconciled with the people that you were supposed to earlier in the year, okay, or got closer with certain people earlier in the year, okay. That was very, very significant for Cancer placements. Okay. Um, so let's see what is going on. Uh, I feel like you're still holding, like you could be holding on to those people too closely because maybe like you were kind of bummed about the way things happened when y'all fell out. Okay. So let's see what is going on. What went on for Cancer placements during uh springtime. Okay. So from March to June. Okay. My dad's side of the family, confirmation, you know, like like to see y'all coming back and like talking to people more, you know. This could also be something that y'all are writing about, singing about, okay. Y'all could be looking at old photos and things of that nature, memories, okay, getting clothes from people, okay, or like items, okay, knickknacks, okay. That's a Raven could be significant, particularly Eddie, okay. Orlando Brown could be significant. Okay, I'm not sure where Orlando Brown's zodiac sign is. But during springtime from March to June, okay, from March to June, I definitely think that we have 13 judgment in reverse. Okay, y'all could have fell out with somebody during springtime. Okay, particularly a Scorpio. Okay, Yeah, particularly a Scorpio or an Aquarius. Okay, emphasis on the Scorpio though, but you are being asked to let go of all judgments and forgive those who judge you. The forgive those who judge you in reverse, like y'all definitely was experiencing some judgment from people, especially after you just reconciled with them or whatever the case may be. But like people were being messy, okay? Like forgive those who like judge you. Like I said, somebody tried to play with y'all during 2025, okay? There were definitely people being judgmental of you, especially during the springtime, okay, from March through June. All right, well, this could have been y'all judging other people, but I strongly feel like this more so has to do with people like judging you, okay. I definitely feel as though like y'all are very much so wishful thinkers, okay, when it comes down to people like thinking bad of you, okay. But like y'all's intuition be knowing when something is not right, you know what I'm saying? And I think that you're letting like during springtime you started letting go of people with like limiting beliefs or people who like were limited with their beliefs on you. You know what I'm saying? Like people who weren't like, I don't know how to explain it, but these are people who weren't doing what they needed to do for you. You know what I mean? Um, I don't know. This feels just like, this is like, I don't know. I feel like you were experiencing bad luck being around certain people. You know what I'm saying? Like Aquarius, Libra, Gemini energy is significant here too, or just somebody who's just like a bitch. Like I don't know. There was somebody who was judging you deeply, especially like maybe like your taste in like men or masculines, or just like the choices and decisions that you're making. Okay, but I definitely feel as though you looked at somebody through rose-colored glasses, and somebody was just like judging you bad. Okay, like during springtime, okay. And I just feel as though there was something, especially about like your environment or like a business, a home, like these are people judging you, okay, and just being rude about something. All right, what was going on during summer? Okay, so that is from June to September, okay, and that was during Cancer season, you know, as well. But summertime for Cancer placements, okay, summertime for Cancer placements, okay. um Y'all had that wishful thinking card, okay, in reverse. I just seen a minute ago. You are learning how to manifest the life that you desire. You're learning how to manifest life, but in reverse, okay. So I think that the middle of the year was a little rough for y'all, okay. So spring into summer was definitely a little heavy, okay. So even during Cancer season, for some of y'all could have had a heavy birthday, whenever your birthday is, okay. But I definitely feel as though 1963 could be significant, 1939 could be significant, 1936. Summertime, y'all were thinking like heavily, okay. Y'all's emotions and mind, okay, this summer was heavy, okay, because I feel like maybe you made a mistake, okay, or maybe like there was like poor judgment that happened earlier in the year about something, you know what I'm saying, and it didn't pan out the way that you wanted to or when you wanted it to, okay. So I think that y'all kind of got a little bit negative, okay, during summertime, okay. So yeah, y'all did not believe that you can manifest the life that you desire. You know what I'm saying? And I feel as though y'all may have even felt like you were manifesting the life that you like, and I say like hated, but you just weren't fucking with at that time. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel as though summertime definitely had to do with you like um feeling uncomfortable about not manifesting something that you wanted to happen, especially because I feel like people were judging your decisions. You know what I'm saying? So if something didn't happen this summer, it's okay. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like it definitely took a knock to your confidence. Okay. And what went on during fall? We're in fall right now. Okay. So fall is September through December 21st. Okay. So y'all are another sign to where this was not the easiest year for y'all, for real. Okay. You look good, but I definitely think that this was kind of like a messier, you know, or just like a heavier year for y'all. And I think that y'all were kind of like slick out the mouth a little bit. Okay. But I definitely think that during fall with number 36, I said 36 earlier, literally. Okay. You got perception in reverse. Okay. So you are getting ready to have a shift in perception that will change everything. Okay. But this being in reverse. All right. So the shift in perception hasn't happened fully yet, or you're in the middle of it. Okay. So I think that this upcoming winter, okay, December 2025 into 2026 is going to be that perception shift for Cancer season, which for Cancer places, which makes sense because Cancer and Capricorn are sister signs, and in January we'll have that full moon in Cancer. Okay, so I do not think that for most of 2025, like 2025, the fall is not that time. Okay, so y'all are still kind of having some heaviness going on in the fall. Okay, from September to December. Okay, so yeah. Y'all are preparing for a shift. Okay, y'all are preparing for a shift that's going to happen in 2026. It's going to happen in Capricorn season. Okay, but I just, you know, I just feel as though as of right now, Okay, it's gonna happen during winter. Okay, from December to March. Okay, so you're getting ready to have a shift in perception that will change everything. Okay, but right now, like y'all are kind of stuck in your ways a little bit, is what this feels like during the fall. Okay, y'all's perception is like y'all have a poor perception of how things are. Y'all are not seeing things as clearly as y'all necessarily should. Okay, and I think that this is a continuation from summertime. Okay, so all the shit that happened earlier in the year during springtime kind of like held out through y'all's year. Okay, and I don't think that you fully have the perception of like maybe like the people that you're around just yet fully, you know what I'm saying, like conflict wise, like you're still not over certain shit. Yeah, you're still kind of like holding on to some shit, like especially if it has to do with like money and like help. Okay, and like people like holding something over you, or people being assholes about something. Okay, so I just feel like this year maybe it started out QC, especially like, you know, like I said, January is also that Cancerian energy with like full moon in Cancer. Okay, but I just feel like the rest of the year was a little bit like heavier. Okay, um, yeah, and I do feel like y'all were not necessarily like the most careful with your words this year. Okay, so what is the biggest lesson that Cancer placements learned? What is the biggest lesson that Cancer placements learned? Ooh, during, I feel like y'all I feel like this is like one big lesson that's being drawn out, is what this feels like. Okay, to be real, this feels like one large lesson. Okay, we just had, y'all may really want to go watch the Gemini reading. Okay, because I'm pretty sure they had the card that goes, yeah. So y'all, they had the sun. Okay, they had the sun in Gemini, and y'all got the moon in reverse, and even the sun card talks about the moon in reverse. So y'all definitely should go check out the Gemini reading. Okay, however, y'all's biggest lesson, y'all could have fell out with the Gemini, fell out with the Libra, or fell out with the Cancer or Pisces, okay, this year. But the biggest lesson, all right, could have also had to do with these lunar eclipses, okay? Yeah, the eclipses could have been very, very significant for y'all, the solar and lunar eclipses, okay? So like March, April, February, March and April were significant for y'all, and then September was significant for y'all. Okay, so those were huge lesson times. Okay, so March and April this year, okay, and then September and the times around that were huge lessons for y'all. Okay, so I really just feel as though, which makes sense into why this is looking like how it's looking. Okay, but y'all's biggest lesson had to do with vision. Okay, lack of vision. Okay, wishful thinking. Okay, not seeing things clearly. Wishful thinking, not seeing things clearly. Okay, and this is also like not having proper perception, not having proper judgment. Are you seeing? So this is improper judgment. This is, you know, like issues with wishful thinking. This is a lack of perception or improper perception. Okay, so the way that y'all see things was kind of fucked up this year. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, that's what this is giving me. Like, y'all were not perceiving shit the way that you should have been perceiving shit, to be quite real with y'all, you know. But this was all a part of the lesson. And I do think that 2026 is going to be a lot better. Okay, like Capricorn season stuff is going to start feeling better. But I definitely think that y'all's biggest lesson has to do with like a lack of vision. Okay, y'all's biggest lesson also has to do with like you finally seeing things clearly that you didn't want to see. I'm hearing My Sunshine. No More Rain by Angie Stone, Sagittarius energy. We're in Sagittarius season right now. May she rest in peace. We're in Sagittarius season right now. And I definitely feel like that new moon in Sagittarius on the 19th could be significant for y'all. Okay, the full moon in Gemini could have been significant, but the new moon in Sagittarius on the 19th could be super, super significant for y'all as well, in terms of like seeing shit for what it is, seeing shit super clearly. Okay. Yeah, y'all. Okay. So I definitely think that with Osupa, okay, that's definitely the moon card. Let me find it. Okay. So I've been channeling her songs a lot lately. Confirmation. You know what I mean? So I definitely feel as though like clarity for Cancer placements is definitely coming soon. Okay, but it's just like not right now. Honestly, this year was like y'all kind of felt a little like stuck in your ways. Okay, confirmation as I'm hearing a motor turning on, like the motor is just now finna start turning on. Okay, like it's okay, you know. But Osupa works with the heart. This is home to the seat of the soul. Okay. So yeah, y'all's biggest lesson was like what happens when you shut your feelings off. Mind you, this is the moon, and Cancer is ruled over by the moon. Like not this card particularly, you know what I'm saying? But like this is literally like the moon itself. So I feel like y'all's emotions were definitely very up and down. Okay. I definitely feel like the biggest lesson has to do with your emotions, your feelings, your family, your home. Okay. And the biggest lessons that you learned this year also have to do with motherhood, your mother or you being a mother. Okay. Your divine feminine. Okay. But with it in reverse, like this is issues with motherhood, issues with your divine feminine. Okay. That could have been dealing with hormonal issues as well. Okay. Or issues with your skin. Issues with your relationships and dating. Osupa works with the heart. This is home to the seat of the soul. Osupa works during the night when your dreams and visions come alive fully in the light of the moon and the darkness. Yeah, this is definitely, y'all had a lot of shadow work. Y'all's biggest lesson this year had to do with your shadow. Y'all learned about the shadow side of yourself. This was a shadowy type of year, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, and I definitely feel as though y'all could have been really like dreaming. Y'all's dreams could have been a little fucked up, okay, or it just like was like a lot going on, okay. Come alive fully in the light of the moon and the darkness. It is time to turn your attention within and start to work on your dream escape. Okay, so yeah, 2025 was definitely time for you to like turn your attention inward instead of focusing so much of it on other people and holding so much energy towards other people. You know what I'm saying? To the point where it's like got you acting like crazy. You know what I'm saying? This is the card of the dreamer, the creative, the artist, the musician, and the free spirit. Okay, but free spirit also gives me free people. But free spirit in reverse energy just gives me like you feeling kind of like trapped in like an aspect of yourself. You know what I'm saying? The musician and the free spirit. I definitely feel like for Cancer placement, the biggest lesson just you have to get y'all's emotions handled and balanced first, you know what I'm saying, before you get into something that you're wanting to get into. It is time to listen to the symbolism coming forth in your dreams and journals. The biggest lesson could be like what happens when you're not like paying attention and tapping into your vision for real. You know, y'all need to get back into your journaling as well. Shadow work, y'all. The biggest lesson here is shadow work. Is that shadow work has been completely necessary for y'all this year. Okay, when Osupa appears in your spread, it is time to ask yourself during 2025. Were you ignoring your shadow self during 2025? Okay. Were you having nightmares and bad dreams because of unresolved issues that you keep replaying? Okay. So this was y'all literally holding on to shit. Okay. This is holding on to shit that like it not even happening anymore. Like y'all's dreams were very active with the 7 of Cups right here. Okay. And this moon card. Okay. Y'all could have been having bad dreams or like maybe not getting good quality sleep. Okay. Whatever the case may be. So worried about like other people and what they choose. You know what I mean? But I feel like during 2025, the biggest lesson was that you were ignoring your shadow stuff. And I feel like you may have been placing blame on other people. Okay. And I definitely think that this was you holding on to stuff that doesn't necessarily need to be held on to anymore. Okay. So I definitely, yeah. I definitely just think that this was a shadow work ass year. I'm not even going to sit here and lie to you. Okay. This was definitely a shadow work type of year. But don't fret. Okay. All is well. Okay. Honestly and truly, Cancer placements, like the most of this just feels like you may want to watch my December 2025 reading, okay, for cardinal signs or actually for fixed signs. You may want to watch whichever one you feel called to, okay, for December 2025, but I did that right now, especially around that new moon in Sagittarius that we have. Y'all are going to start to feel like a bit better, okay? Cancer placements, y'all are going to start feeling a lot better. Also, pay attention to the angel numbers that you're seeing, okay? Look them up when you see them. Ooh, confirmation. Look them up when you see them, okay? Yeah. Shit's gonna start feeling better real soon after that new one is Sagittarius, okay? But Cancer, thank y'all so much for watching. Thank y'all so much for giving me a thumbs up. Thank y'all for hitting that notification bell so you don't miss out when I post new videos. And also, thank y'all so much for leaving me a comment down below about what your favorite song from 2025 was, as these are all songs from my replay 2025. As well as, I think that's all. Hitting that subscribe button. I fucked with y'all a long way, okay? And thank y'all so much. I actually today may end up y'all just doing, at least for now, I may just do Aries through Cancer just because the readings are so long, okay? And I may come back with the other signs in another video, okay? Because they're all set up here. But This is part one, okay? I need to take a second, take a break. But I fucks with y'all the long way, okay? Look out for the second half and the third, not second half, look out for the second and third parts of this reading, okay? So, I fucks with y'all the long way. I will talk with y'all later. These will continue. Bye.